The Spectator have reported on Sir Patrick Vallance's interview on Radio 4 World at 1 today. Steerpike writes in The Spectator today, "Another day, another drama. This time, Sir Patrick Vallance is in the limelight after attacking Brexit on the BBC. The new Science Minister and former scientific advisor to the government has given a rather curious interview this afternoon in which he has slammed the decision to leave the EU and refuses to rule out free movement. Golly." Speaking to the Beeb today, the new peer started by telling his interviewer he was surprised but honoured to be asked to be the Science Minister by Sir Keir Starmer. The conversation then took a rather, bizarre turn. Turning to the problem of Brexit, Vallance said that visa rules should be eased for researchers and added that the UK needs to be part of an international science community. Well, I have here a clip of Sir Patrick Vallance's interview.
Sir Patrick Vallance becoming the new Science Minister. The former government chief scientific advisor, famous from COVID press conferences, has taken a peerage from Labour to allow him to go into the Lords. I asked him why he accepted.
And honoured to be asked to be the Science Minister at this moment. I accepted because I think there's a real need to get science, innovation, technology at the forefront of what a modern government does. I don't think you can be a country that has growth, that has improved well-being for citizens, has resilience and security, if you don't put science and technology right the way across all areas. So for me, it was an opportunity to try and make that happen and to try and be part of that success, which the UK can build on, because we're fundamentally good at science.
You've gone into the House of Lords, or you're going into the House of Lords in order to take up this role. Are you going to be crossbench or Labour peer?
Well, I'm going to be a Labour peer because I'm part of the government.
Right. If it's given what you said during the COVID inquiry about the way the government was operating, your diary described number 10 chaos as usual, ministers trying to make the science give the answers rather than them making the decisions. You, of course, have moved now to become a politician as well as a scientist. And I just wonder how difficult you're going to find that.
I've got no doubt it's going to be difficult. These are difficult jobs. They're difficult decisions that ministers have to make. We're at a time when the country needs to have a renewal and the excitement that can come from the opportunities, particularly in the science and technology space. But there are no easy answers to these problems. And I've got no doubt that there are going to be times when there are very difficult decisions. And the transition to being a minister is, of course, different. I'm going to have to do things differently, and I've got to learn a lot to learn.
And you're going to have to not speak sometimes when you might want to say, I don't agree with this. You're probably going to have to compromise on votes.
Well, I think that's also true when you're a civil servant, and I was a civil servant for 5 years, and there are many times I might have wanted to speak and didn't.
Do you think it's going to be easier now then?
I will do what I always try and do, which is to stay to the science and the information that comes from that, and try and speak my mind where I can. And of course, I will also behave myself, as you would expect.
In visa regime.
We need to be as open as we can and welcoming as we can to scientists who are really doing important work, and they want to do it in the UK, both
but of course
in academia and in business.
Right, but of course all the rules have just been being tightened. That's the direction of travel. Is the UK going to suffer? Is UK science going to suffer as a result of that? For example, family members, dependents not being allowed in.
Well, we know there has been an impact of that. We know there's an impact of the difficulty of some of those schemes, and so that means that there is an opportunity there to try and make this easier again for people who do come in to do contributions to scientific knowledge creation and indeed to companies. So we've just got to be realistic as to how we do that, but we need to be as competitive as other countries in terms of attracting that talent.
And do you know that the Prime Minister is signed up to that?
Well, the Prime Minister's absolutely signed up to 5 ambitious missions, which all are dependent upon science and technology to deliver them. And he's a massive proponent and enthusiast for making sure that
that's
science
a wonderfully
and
political answer from a scientist. But I presume, given what you're saying, it's going to need to involve a relaxation of some of the visa rules around, for example, dependents coming for people who come here to research?
Well, there are lots of different bits of the visa issue, including the cost, which is very high at the moment for people coming to the UK, that needs to be looked at. And we need to think about how we can make the environment right for people to come who we want to have here contributing to science. And we've been a great magnet, actually, for AI talent in the UK. We've got companies that are very successful. We've got institutes like the Turing Institute and academic centres that are really successful, and we've been a magnet from around the world, and that's what we need to continue to be.
A good result for Keir Starmer, but not as good as the result that you and Tony Blair got in 1997.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more.
Well, no, I'm just repeating back to you what you said. You couldn't agree with yourself more.
Actually, it was quite an amazing achievement for this reason, that in 1997 we won after following 2 elections when we had built up our support. In fact, this time Keir Starmer has won, having lost very badly in 2019, having lost badly in 2015, following our liberation from public office in 2010. So the Labour Party has been going backwards during the last 10 years, which made Starmer's challenge and task all the greater than ours in 1997.
Yes, in terms of gains, he's actually better than 1997. In terms of raw numbers of seats gained, he has done better.
Don't start getting mathematical.
Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the notification button as well, so you'll be alerted when I post a video. And comment below. Let me know what you think.